Hi everyone, we are making my Copycat Jack-in-a-Box taco filling recipe. So basically this is a filling you can use for any of your like Copycat fast food restaurant needs. I do a Crunchwrap Supreme with this as well, which is from Taco Bell. But it's basically the meat in the center that's very tasty that we always love. They combine ground meat with refried beans. I add a bit, and then of course taco seasoning. I add corn and onion when I do it. So because onion has anti-inflammatory properties and I like the sweetness of corn, so I will also add those in as well. It makes the recipe healthier. It also gives you more for kind of less, but it tastes just as good, especially because the seasoning trick is this and the texture trick is this. So that's where this comes in, and it's super fun. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. So the first step here is to cook the ground meat that you're doing. So I'm doing ground turkey, and so we're gonna just use a spatula and start cooking it up. Okay. I'm gonna pause this for a moment, and I'm gonna cook it up for a little bit. But this is ground turkey. It does have this kind of ground turkey. Has in the package like this has a bit more water in it, so you do want to let it cook out that water a little bit more. It makes it more malleable though. See how much water is released? So it's not just like turkey fat. It is turkey fat, but it's also a bit of water. They combine a little bit of the water in order to make it easier to put into whatever water-like substance or whatever they use. I don't know the exact thing. I assume it's water, just because it cooks out pretty damn easily. So keep cooking your meat until it's all done. I just turned down my heat a little bit, and I'm gonna add some of the seasoning, the taco seasoning we have, to the meat. Okay, I'm using the taco mix, and I don't really measure a whole lot, but when I did it the first time, I did it in the ounces. Oh, come on. I did it in the ounces, but it's not coming out right, so I'm just gonna palm it. All right, so. Ooh, that smells good. And I'm, of course, going to use I'm going to use more as we go. So please remember that this is all to taste. So I'm cooking the only part that right now that needs flavor. So I'm seasoning it sparingly. So you would put maybe about, if you're buying the individual packets, the 1 ounce, like one of those 1 ounce packets in here. That's traditionally what you would do. It's 1 pound of meat, 1 packet. But we're adding a bunch of other stuff as well into this mixture over time. And so you just want to, and so that's also one of the reasons why I'm stopping cooking right now, because I don't want to overcook it, because we're going to put it back on the heat. One of the next thing that I am going to do is we are going to let it cool for a little bit, and then I'm going to grind it. So I poured my meat in my mini food processor, and then what I do is, you don't have to do this part. I like it because it makes the consistencies correct. Not too much, you just grind it a bit. Because it just pulls itself into the pieces really quickly. All right? Don't do it too much. You just want it kind of consistent, okay? That's it. It's ground meat. It's cooked. And now I'm going to put it in a bowl on the side, and we're going to keep going. The next thing in the food processor is my corn. Okay, just a whole can of corn. Again, wow, I spilled that all over the place. Holy crap. Oh, wow. Okay, so those are the refried beans, but I was trying to get the bottom out. There's still some in the bottom. Oh, there it is. It's gone. Okay, so, and now same thing with this. Put this baby on and grind it. You don't have to do this part. You can just toss this all in the pot if you want to after you cook the ground beef. You could. Even your onions, which I'm also going to do this same thing with. So this is my other bowl. And I'm going to do onions next, all right? Okay, this is the final. So we got onion. Just chopped up those onions. I did get a little extra, but it's going to all... You're gonna see how it's gonna. So I usually use like one large or medium onion, depending on how much you like onion. I use a couple small ones this time. So there we go. That should be pretty good. Just do this a little bit to mix it up. Just chops it finer. Whew. A little bit more. And we're good. Okay, so we have all of our things here, and we're gonna combine them together with a bit of the taco seasoning as well, okay? Oops, let me grab that. And I'm gonna turn on my heat here, and we are going to start. Okay, this time the first thing in are the onions, okay? Okay, so onion has a lot of water in it. So we're gonna cook out a bit of the water. That's why onion goes in first, okay? We did already, as you can see, my pan is a little dirty. We did already cook the ground turkey that I'm using. You can use any ground meat, really, whatever you prefer. Although I will say I prefer the ground turkey because I grew up with it. So I'm very used to it. And I actually cook a lot with ground meat. It's one of my favorite things to cook with, so. We are going to, I'm like staying away from the onions because they're making me cry. But I don't have a glass of water out. So that is a trick if you don't know about it. It is when you're chopping onions to put a glass of water near you because the onion sting will go towards that water instead of your eyes. I don't really understand it, but so we're cooking these onions. Lots of water in onions. Okay, there's water in the corn too, which is going in next. So, because we're also going to get that out. This is all water that we're trying to get out. Extra water that you don't want. So, we want the nutrition, we want all that stuff, which will be in here, okay? So, that was my corn and my onion. Those are the first two in here, and we're going to let them get a little sexy all by themselves. Nothing else has been added. Stir as you go. Again, this has got a good amount of water with it, so you're gonna want your heat up a bit high. So especially on this, when you cook the turkey the ground meat, it's a little different. So please remember that. And yeah. It's going to do this. This is water that you're trying to get out. It's kind of the point. So also stirring is a bit necessary because I do have the heat up a bit high. So we're almost there though. Almost there. You can kind of see how it's not as wet anymore, right? It's more grainy. Yeah, that's because of the corn and the onion mixed together. So, Okay, so you're gonna cook this for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how high your heat is. Please make sure that as you're doing it, it kind of ends up looking like this a little bit. Okay, you see how it kind of sticks to the bottom a little, but I've still got a little steam coming out. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. So the next step is I'm gonna season a bit more. Okay, again, you're going to probably use about 2 to 3 ounces of seasoning, taco seasoning, for this recipe. Okay. Please do everything to taste. Please taste your food. Also, depending on the size and the amount that you're making for like how many people, that also matters as well. So, but really it's going to be about 2 to 3 ounces for the whole recipe, depending on how much you like your salt level. Okay, and even more if you really need it, honestly. It depends on what you're into. I don't know what you're into. So, and everybody has different taste buds because we're from all over and all of us have different stories. So this is the next part, which is your refried beans. Just straight out of the can, okay? And by the way, this recipe makes a good amount. It's a pound of meat and it's like 2 cans of, so it's two 16-ounce cans of things. So we've got out the corn can and then the refried beans. Okay. Okay. I will be adding more seasoning when I start tasting it, which I'm not right now. I'm just kind of seasoning slightly as I go because that's how I do it. And woo, it's next thing, ground meat. There's your ground meat. Okay. There we go. And you're going to see it's going to start to look exactly like the stuff. It's like brown mush, but it's so delicious. This is the filling. I want to make sure you understand this. This is the filling to all of those things, and it makes a good amount, and it keeps in your fridge for like 2 weeks at least, in my opinion, and how I've used it in the past. And you might not be able to keep it in the house that long, though. Honestly, it's so tasty, and it's healthier for you as well. And honestly, I prefer my own over theirs now. Although I will when I need to go get what I need. I go get some, because I do like them. So again, this is a copycat of the Jack in the Box taco filling. A little bit more seasoning there. A little bit more. And then I'm going to taste it here in a second. All right. Okay, so I just tasted it a bit, and it needs more seasoning. Definitely. So this is, again, the McCormick taco seasoning. It's pre-mixed. I got the big 'em a while ago, and I use it when I need to, when I'm making things like this. More Latin flavors. Taco seasoning is delicious. And I do like the McCormick one. McCormick is known for their seasoning, and they are someone I use. So also I want you to see what's happening at the bottom there. It's sticking a little bit. That's what you want. Okay, I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to turn the heat off for a little. Actually, I'm going to turn it down. I'm sorry. I'm going to turn it down because I had it high. I'm just going to turn it down because I'm still getting some of the water out of this. As you can see how much it's steaming. I want to make sure you understand that. And that's also one of the reasons we don't cook the beef like a ton. And all that. Okay? I know it looks like a pile of mush, but this is the filling, man. It is the deliciousness. And I'm going to taste a little bit more here in a moment. Oop, I fell on my thing. So, Okay. Yeah, definitely needs more. I think I'm like under seasoning because I'm on camera. And that's abnormal. Just remember to be careful when you season. Taste, taste, taste. That's the best way to do this. It's also the best way to keep your like salt content down if you need to, because maybe your taste buds are a little different. Maybe you're making for multiple different family members. Maybe you're making for someone who has a little bit of a low sodium diet. You know, just make sure that you are doing what is good for you and your family, okay? Or just yourself, man. You know, that's a huge part of making food for yourself. It's part of self-care. So please remember, even if you're, you know, cooking for the rest of your family, you're also taking care of yourself. And I know it can be hard when we're kind of forced to do these things. So, so make a deal with the people. Make a deal with your people. I cook, you clean. That's what's gonna happen in my house when I have other people here, because cleaning is like my least favorite thing in the entire world. And seriously, I would gladly give that job to the robots, and that is not something I like to do ever. Not that I'm like unclean, but I just don't like to do it. It's not fun for me. One of my besties, ooh, that's tasty. A little bit more. One of my besties really loves to clean. It's like therapeutic for her. I angry clean. So, a little different. But anyway, again, I'm seasoning. I told you I'm doing exactly what I told you to do. I'm tasting, and I'm seasoning as I go. I feel like a lot of people don't show you that. That is one of the key things about cooking, home cooking, or cooking for really anyone, is that you stop season. You can't take it away. You can put it in. You can always add it. That's a phrase my mom said all the time growing up. You can always add it and turning off the heat. You can always add it. You know why? Because it's dissipating less. You can see less steam coming out, right? Okay. The less steam coming out, the less excess water we needed to get out. Exactly. Okay. There we go. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's exactly what it looks like. And then what we do is I get lettuce or tomato or sour cream, and we get either soft tacos, flour shells. So I've got the soft ones. I've also got the corn tortillas as well. The corn tortillas are the ones you use the Jack in the Box tacos for. And in fact, if you're doing it authentically, you would fill the tacos, freeze them beforehand. If you were to do that, and then you would pull them out and kind of pan fry them. But that is not what I'm doing right now. I will be doing those other things with you guys on my live. I'll show you how to completely make it, and I'll make a video where I completely assemble everything together. But this is the filling. This is my filling. This is the filling. This is it. Okay, so I hope you like it. And tell me if you make it.